You send a message. They haven't replied. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. And in your head, a voice starts to appear. Maybe I said something wrong. Are they mad at me? Maybe I really annoyed them. There's no evidence at all. But your brain has already chosen the worst-case scenario. Why? Because your brain wasn't designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you alive. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors lived in the wild. A small sound could be the wind, but it could also be a predator. If they thought, it's probably nothing, and guessed wrong, they didn't get a second chance. So the brain evolved based on a very simple rule. Better a false alarm than a missed danger. The part of the brain responsible for detecting threats is called the amygdala. It doesn't care whether you're dating, working, or just waiting for a text. It only asks one question. Is there a possible threat? And as long as the answer is maybe, it switches on defense mode. Your heart beats faster. Your thoughts race. You start imagining all kinds of things. The problem is, your brain doesn't clearly distinguish between a tiger in the forest and an unanswered message. They both share one thing, uncertainty. And your brain hates uncertainty, because uncertainty means lack of control, and lack of control could mean danger. So you start thinking of the worst-case scenario, not because you're negative, not because you're weak, but because your survival system is working overtime. Understanding this is very important, because when you realize, oh, this is just my brain trying to protect me, you stop believing every thought that appears in your mind. The worst thought is not a prediction of the future. It's just a false alarm, and sometimes you don't need to silence it. You just need to recognize it for what it is. If you see yourself in this story, maybe you're not as negative as you think. Maybe you just have a brain that's very good, just a bit too sensitive to danger. And that sensitivity can be adjusted. But the question is, how do you get your brain to stop assuming the worst? First, you need to understand something very important. You cannot force your brain to stop creating worst-case scenarios. The more you try to say, stop thinking, stop being negative, the stronger it becomes. Because when you fight a thought, your brain assumes, oh, this is important, pay more attention. So the first step isn't controlling your thoughts. It's changing how you respond to them. Next time your mind says, they must hate me, this is definitely going to fail. Something bad is going to happen. Instead of believing it, try saying one simple sentence. This is just my brain scanning for danger. That's it. No arguing. No analyzing whether it's right or wrong. Just recognizing it. When you can name the mechanism, you separate yourself from it. And when you create that distance, the intensity starts to decrease. Step 2. Reduce uncertainty with small actions. Your brain hates ambiguity. It will invent stories to fill in the gaps. So, instead of sitting there imagining, you can send a clearer follow-up message. Ask directly when necessary, or simply return to what you were doing. Concrete action activates your prefrontal cortex. This is the part of the brain responsible for rational thinking. It helps you reassess the situation. The problem is, when anxiety rises, this part gets muted. So you don't need to think positively. You just need to do one small, controllable action. Take a 5-minute walk. Write down what you're afraid of. Or ask yourself, what is the actual evidence? Not to deny your fear, but to bring your brain back to the present. And one more thing. Your brain learns from repeated experience. Every time you think the worst, and it doesn't happen, but you fail to notice that, your brain doesn't update its data. It still assumes the world is full of danger. So start acknowledging the moments when things weren't as bad as I imagined. Actively pay attention to them. Gradually, your brain will understand. Not every silence is rejection. Not every mistake leads to disaster. Not every glance is judgment. You don't need to eliminate your survival instinct. You just need to teach it that. Modern life is no longer the ancient forest. And maybe you're not someone who always thinks negatively. You're just someone with a brain, programmed to protect you a little too carefully. But when you understand it, it no longer controls you. You begin choosing your response. And that's when fear slowly loses its power. If this video resonated with you, and you're looking for a space where the mind is explored without judgment, consider subscribing to the channel. Here, we don't label, we listen, understand, and heal. May your mind find stillness. May you find courage in imperfection. And may you remember, even in your most anxious moments, you are worthy of peace. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing to the channel to see more videos like this.